today circulating on social media, and it's about a young Ghanaian musician, Yao Berk, and his mother, who we understand have apologized to Kewa again after he disrespected him some years ago. Now, he made certain remarks which were demeaning before they parted ways. And if you would recall, Yao Beck stated that he was not managed well after he was signed on to Kewa's highly spiritual music. Again, he claimed that Kewa's studio was infested with bedbugs. Few years down the line, he's apologized to his former boss after he realized his mistakes. Now, Kewa reacted to his apology some months ago that he has forgiven him. However, he seemed unready to work with him anymore. Following this, Yalberg and his mother and others have actually met with Kewa and rendered a personal apology to him. And like I said, the video came out yesterday. We saw it circulating on social media, but we have sound excerpts. We'll quickly play that and then we'll come back with more.
I had to start everything. Money is not everything.
So that as you are coming up, you learn. I'm about my 23rd year in producing music. We are feeling about starting. For new year lessons. Now, the way I'm in say, as you are going, we are diligent with some things. That's the only thing I can say. As for chop, I forgiving him. My friend Chen coming on. He's forgiving me a long time ago, even before he started.
I think I told you.
Sorry.
So yeah, you had sound excerpts from the video circulating on social media at the moment. It shows Yalberg, lying down, face down, begging Kewa while his mother also knelt down, or asking Kewa to forgive him. But we want to confirm the story, whether it's true or not. We want to know and want to hear it from the horse's own mouth. And so we have Yalberg on the phone lines, and he's going to be speaking to us. Hello, Yao.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. This is Noella.
Good morning, Madam Noella.
Right, how are you doing?
Please, I'm doing good, and yourself?
I am awesome. Right, so let's cut to the chase then. So can you confirm the video circulating on social media which shows you and your mother apologizing to Kewa?
Yeah, obviously, I'll say we are the characters in the video, so it's something that has gone down already,
Okay.
as we all can see in the video. Yes.
And okay, go on.
So yeah, like being like almost a month now, I went on a media tour apologizing to my godfather, Kewa, and finally we had him like personally to talk things out. So that's what you guys are seeing on the net right now.
I see. And when did it happen and where?
It happened. That was 14th February. So Nkofodi Valentine, na me the media chopa. Yeah.
I see.
And
And where?
it happened inside Abiam University, Reverend Abiam's abode. That was
Okay.
where we all gathered. Yes, please.
I see.
Because my mom had to travel all the way from BA to come, so we make sure we solve this thing and make out.
I see. And what called for your mother's involvement?
I mean, all this while, my mom is not a social media person, so actually she never even knew the spirit me and Kiwa had back then. She never knew until it came a time she asked me like, why my songs not moving like how they were moving, like compared to Independent Lady, and why is she not hearing like Kiwa's name again and stuff. So I had to explain the whole thing to her. That was when she really got involved and was like, nah, it's very wrong. So even before anything, when she came on board, she was like, she needs to meet the man because she wasn't taking this whole music thing serious. Like she followed me to school campuses when I was schooling and stuff, but this time she feels like she should get involved. So that's how come. I mean, she came by and yeah, we solved this. Yeah.
Mm, I see. And when you guys met Kewa, I mean, what was his response?
Oh, by God's grace, I'll first of all give thanks to God and also to Reverend Dr. Amponsa Apiam. And the third one will go to Kewa himself, Dr. David Kojuche, for making me like a new person. I feel really good because Kewa is very, very great. He's a great man and he showed me how much he loves me. And in order, I mean, showing that I need to reciprocate that, which I really, really appreciate and I'm grateful for. He didn't, I mean, let this whole thing go asunder. Like,
Mm,
I would say it went all good, yeah.
so your relationship now with him is good?
We are good, my
Mm,
sister. We are very good. And as you can see, me and Gata, I feel good. I feel really great. Like,
mm,
I'm good. Like, the first time, ever since this whole issue came, first time, like yesterday or 2 days ago, I texted him and he replied, like, I see, oh, this time, yeah, Charlie, God has done
yeah,
it.
I can see you're very happy.
Sure.
Yeah. So has he accepted to, I mean, take you on board again?
I think that will also be something that we will disclose later because everything doesn't go down just like like a snap within a snap and then everything goes by.
Mm.
No,
You need to
it
work
took
your
me
way towards him.
yes, please, yes, yes. It took me
Mm.
a time to even get to meet him personally to apologize. So I don't even expect it to be like in a nick of time now. Then things start happening like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I feel like people. I know people who are still doubting the fact that I'm saying I'm changed. I want to be a better man. I want to do things differently. There are a lot of people that doubt it. So obviously, he himself will want to see or want me to prove if really, really I'm that new person that I'm saying I am.
And how do you intend to prove that?
I don't even have to impress him, but I need to prove to myself if I'm saying in my inner self that I'm a changed person. I need to prove it to myself, which I don't think I need to go any extra mile, but be good to myself and know that the things that I did before that weren't right need to be changed.
Mm.
You see. So that's all I think I should be doing. And any advice from any other person who knows better or who knows best, I mean, okay, accepted. We are open and we will accept any advice from anybody who thinks he or she knows better. Yes.
So what really have this whole experience taught you?
Mm, first of all, I would say we all need to be humble. Yeah. Sometimes, obviously, I had this thing like he's arrogant, he's rude. Maybe in life you wouldn't know you are rude or you are arrogant until somebody pinpoints it.
Mm.
So I think that yeah, by knowing stuff like that, that like people talk about often, it means there's a side that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so you work on it and then you become as humble as you can be because honestly, without humility, I've come to realize that without humility, you're not going anywhere. And if you don't allow yourself to be used, you become a useless being on this earth.
Mm.
But if you allow yourself to be used by the right people, you become useful and then prosperous in the end of time. Yes.
Mm. And would you say maybe for a moment the fame got to you a bit?
Like for a moment, what got to me?
Fame, your fame. I mean, the kind of buzz you were
Oh,
getting in the
no,
past.
no. I mean, Independent Lady didn't get to even 1 million streams. Nah, I wouldn't say it was fame. I would never blame it on fame because Independent Lady was a hit, but it wasn't a song that was like worldwide. Like I would say it was a song that okay, me feel it, me blunt. I'm going to sit on I'm going to sit on people's neck. No. I didn't feel it was that, but I feel it was like maybe I was in a haste.
Mm.
Like I feel like I can do more. Like I need to go faster. Like I feel like okay, now we need to move on a fast track. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was what the problem was, but it wouldn't be because of him. Because I mean, now I went through MTN Hitmaker twice.
Mm-hmm.
Hitmaker gives you like 13 weeks on TV. It's more than being famous. People see you every weekend. So when it comes to like people comparing it to fame, I see it's not because of fame. I know it.
Mm.
It wasn't about fame because fame, yeah, fame even it deducts you from some things that you freely do. You go pick your turkey, they chop your wachibi and things. Fame takes all of that away from you. So
Mm.
I don't think it was about fame. Nah, it was the fact that maybe I felt I could be moving faster after independent living. I wished I could have dropped like series of songs within a year. You get it,
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure that yeah we are pushing the brand and the recognition up like a bit faster. That was how maybe I was feeling back then. But realizing this whole life, seeing what I've been through till this time, I see direction is even better than speed. You
Mm-hmm.
see,
Mm-hmm.
if probably I relaxed and stayed with that independent lady song alone, maybe my second song would have even been bigger and then taking me to where I was expecting to be. You get it? So, I mean, it's all lessons. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, Berg, thank you so much for speaking to us this morning.
Thank you. Thank
And
you
I
so
wish you
much.
all the best.
I wish you all the best too. Thank you.
Right, so you had Yao Beck there, former highly spiritual, record label signee. And he's confirmed the video we've seen on social media circulating, which shows him and his mother, approaching Kawa once again to render him some apology, for his actions in the past. And I mean, listening to him, he gives me that vibe like he's really a changed person. I really want to believe him. I don't know about Kumi and Ria. And so, guys, first of all, I want to start with a lady, please.
Yeah, ladies
Yeah,
first.
ladies
Yeah.
first. So I want to start with Ria. What do you make of the story?
There's no, I think there's no doubt that this gentleman Jalberg has made a total 180 when it comes to his attitude, and I hope this serves as a precautionary tale to a lot of these up and coming artists. Do not bite the hand that feeds you. I mean, it is something that is there. And maybe for them, they might not get someone as God fearing as Kewa, to accept them back into his fold. You understand me? So I think this has been like a very big lesson. It's a very big lesson to, a lot of these up and coming artists, because sometimes, fame gets to be, he denied, he vehemently denied about the fame. But I mean, it is clear that it was fame that got into his head, and he felt like he was a big star. And that is, at the end of the day, what happened to him was the cause of what happened to him. You understand me? So basically, I'm just glad that he's seen his wrong. And it's very good to have very grounded and religious people around you, to guide you in the path onto the right path when you stray. And I think one person in his life that is helping him do that is his mom. If it wasn't for his mom's influence, I don't think he would have gone all the way to lie down to beg KY. I think his mom knows the importance of doing such a thing. I mean, apart from begging, like traditionally, how it is important that when you wrong someone, sometimes people even go to the person's house in the morning, early in the morning, to go and apologize. So I think the mom has actually also done a good job in chastising her son, and taking him face to face, not only on radio, but making sure they meet Kewa face to face to apologize. And I think the last time we interviewed Yalberg, he also said there were two people who influenced him to say all those things to Kewa. These people didn't even he didn't really want to mention these people, their names, and he was here and there with the name calling, and he wasn't really specific as to who did and who didn't. But all in all, I'm glad that finally they've been able to communicate. Finally, they've been able to talk. And I'm really I actually pleaded on his behalf too. So I'm actually really looking forward to them actually collaborating so that we know that finally, he's back into the fold.
He's back into the fold, and now it's Ria. First of all, let me also welcome Ashes, Nanapoku Ashes, artist manager. He's also part of my panel. Ashes, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're late, Ashes, but it's okay.
I'm glad I didn't meet Andy Dusty.
Kumi.
Yeah, Noella. First of all, let me say that good morning.
No, good morning.
First of all, let me say that I'm happy that consistently the young man has seen his mistakes and has decided to correct it. Not everybody has that spirit, has that zeal to go public and beg. Sometimes people know that they've offended others, but because of either pride or because they don't want people to talk about them, they would rather keep it to themselves and maybe pray about it for forgiveness from God, but not from the person. So once he's done that, I think is a step in the right direction. Do you know why? Because the last time we interviewed Kewa, he said that when the young man said that his studios has been infected with bed bugs, there were people who were supposed to work with him and they didn't. So he lost some deals. Who would love to go to the studio and go home with bed bugs? We all know how troublesome bed bugs are. So it hurt him. He even said that, was it the mother or the auntie, the family members, some loved ones were deeply hurt when this issue came up, because there is a career that somebody has built for over 2 decades. It's not easy, so it's good that he's come out to clear that part too, so that whoever wants to go back and do business with him, can have that confidence and do business with him. So that one too is there. Apart from that, we should also take a cue from it. The young ones coming, that if somebody decides to open his or her door for you, it's purely based on trust. It's purely based on trust. Some of us, we hardly get people closer to us because of some of these things. Because you open up to people and they take advantage and they fool around. I don't want to get personal with this, but some of these things, sometimes they over me. I know how I feel when it comes to some of these things. You see people that you love genuinely, you open up for them and they come and mess things around. They come and create problems around you, and you have to spend time, quality time, precious time that you would have spent on something developmental. You have to spend it fixing the problems, the mess they have caused. So yes, it's good. He's apologized. The mother has also come in. Apology is part of our tradition. That is why in our society, even when you go to the palace, we have Jatwahine, somebody whose duty is to make sure if somebody offends the other, you go to him and he will lead you to apologize so that you can be spared. If there is any punishment that should have been meted to you, you can be spared. So it's part of our system. Yes. Kewa the last time said that he's forgiven the young man. We've seen Kewa, or he's portrayed himself as a Christian, and forgiveness is part of Christianity. But as to whether Kewa should work with him or not, it is up to him. You see, people are saying, Kewa should work with him. Kewa, once he's a Christian, he has forgiven, he should work with him and all these kind of things. That pressure is not needed. Leave it to Kewa to mend his wounds, and if he think the time is right, then he can work with the young man, or else
But if that's how God related to all of us, then we'll all be dead, though.
Oh, but Adam and Eve, God sacked them from the Garden of Eden. Why didn't God keep them?
But
yeah, why didn't God keep them? Sometimes you have to strike. It's part of living. So what we are doing to Kewa, we are not being fair to Kewa. By some people are forcing the young man on him. We call it emotional and psychological blackmail. So that if you don't take him back, it makes you look bad in the sight of people that, oh, he claims to be a Christian. So the person may end up taking him back whilst psychologically, deep down, he feels, yeah, we don't do
So,
that.
Kumi, if your son, okay, your blood-related son, does something against, so grave against you, just because you need to teach him a lesson, you wouldn't accept him back as a son anymore or something?
First of all, let's set the record straight. The guy is not Kiwa's son. Let's face the fact. It is not his son. He's somebody that he loved, that he brought closer. Yes, we should treat each other as though we would treat our own family people. But let's set the record straight. Simple.
Kumi, aren't you being a little bit hard on the
No.
guy? And
You
look,
see, if you've not faced it, it might sound like a song to you. Do you know the number of people that we've brought closer, and sometimes some even go to the extent of wrecking your relationships and all these kind of talk to guys out there. It's not funny. It's not funny. We should learn. If somebody decides to draw you closer, you treat the person with the same respect and the same love. And sometimes we listen to other people because we think that, you see, familiarity breeds contempt. That is what they say. So sometimes if you move with somebody for a while, the kind of respect, the kind of value, the kind of, fear and all these things drop. It's normal. But it's up to you. The young man has learnt his mistake, and I love it so much because not everybody will do that. I love it so much. But we should keep on drumming home the need for us to appreciate the little things that people do for us. The last time he was talking about some two people who influenced him and that led him astray. Yes, he's still a young man, so he will try to experiment some of the things that he hears and all these kind of things. I'm not blaming the young man. It's part of life. Sometimes you fall, you learn lessons, then you move on. Sometimes you learn the hard way. Sometimes you are pardoned and you have another opportunity to enter the very place that you were sacked from. All these things are part of life. But back to those two people. The people who always cause confusion when they get close to loved ones. There are people when they, no matter how solid your friendship is, when they come in your midst, they sow seeds of discord. We should stop. I'm not mentioning names. The last time he refused to mention names, but there were pointers that showed one or two people that we may know or not. That is not what I'm talking about. But we should stop. People are investing their hard-earned money in other talents. The young man happens to be no relative of his, but maybe because he believed in him. Somebody might say that, okay, it is business. Yes, it is business. You have to invest in where you think you can have your returns. Yes. But at the end of the day, if business is that cheap, why don't our relatives open businesses for us? We are here because of Kwesi Twum. He decided to open a business. Me father me a radio station. So I come and Kwesi Twum gives me work to do and I go back disrespecting him. That is not fair. Let's face the truth. Sometimes our society, we want to, yeah.
I like your energy.
Let's face the truth. The young man has learned his mistakes. But we should let the other ones also know that life is real. What goes around comes around. Now that he's apologized, I'm praying that life or nature will not let him feel what he made Kewa feel. That is my prayer. And I feel some level of genuineness in him. I feel somebody who has gone through a lot and has learned
very
a lot.
remorseful.
And very remorseful and is willing to share his experience with others so that they wouldn't do the same thing. But we should allow Kiwa to mend his wounds. When he think the time is ripe to work with the young man, Kiwa, I know, will call the young man and work with him. We shouldn't force the young man on him. That is unfair.
Right, Kumi, thank you so much. And Ashes, as an artist manager, first of all, I want to pick your thoughts on the story, and then I'll ask you some other question.
Well, it is sad that we had to get to this point. You know, this is a very avoidable situation from the very start. He could have avoided all these things, but you see, there's a African proverb that the goat thinks that he's like, you know, dirtying the town, but before he realizes, or it realizes, would have muddied its own tail. And that's the typical situation we find ourselves in. Most of the time, young people, I wouldn't even categorize it in showbiz or anything. Young people, we seem to follow our ego a lot and forget that there's a future. So because we are doing something now, we think what we are doing is right and what somebody is doing is wrong. So we tend to judge the people. And when you bring it in show business, a lot of people have bowed out of this business because of this attitude of some of our young budding artists. You know, people who could have probably taken the industry a notch higher, who if we're here today, you know, we would have, you know, really, really had our industry prospering. Talk to the Big Bens, talk to the Ajikots, talk to the Marco Krikumantes, talk to all of them and ask them why they are not where they are today. You know, it's because of the same attitude, same ungratefulness we keep preaching every day. Because you found another level ground, you thought here was bad. So then, let me kick here away because I found my right path. Why are you coming back today? What happened? Is there not the same bed bugs in the same studio? What has changed? Really? Is it because the gentleman has built a new studio, a more ultra-modern studio now? So there are no bed bugs in the place? No, he carried the chairs there. Even though he's built a new studio, the chairs are still there, the same bed bug chairs. They are there because I'm going to see them. Why do you want them today?
Aren't we being too hard?
No,
on
we
this
have to be
guy?
hard. This is a subject that we have to be hard.
I mean, he's learned his lessons.
So?
He's feeling very
Then
Then
remorseful.
go and practice it somewhere. If you have learned your lessons, go and practice it somewhere. If you think you have learned your lessons, practice it and be perfect. Why come back to him?
Because he's realized
Do you
his
hear what Kumi
mistakes.
said? He said, talk to people out there. You know the pain in a lot of people. See, it's not just the money that you put in. There's something called time. It's of the essence. Time is really of the essence. Do you think we just wake up and we do things? Everybody does something for a motive, for a purpose, or God's calling. You understand me? So you think my help wasn't worth it. You think it was nonsense. So you had to ridicule me in public. You've ridiculed, you've done your bit. Keep on. But you see, posterity, it judges. It judges. Kewa is not the guy's God. That guy can make it without Kewa. He doesn't need Kewa. Really and truly, if he believes in himself so much, does he really need Kewa? He needs studios. And there are studios all over. So he should just record the tunes. All right? He should just record the tunes and put them out. Why does he need Kewa? He feels in his soul that he's sinned against somebody. He feels in his soul that I've hurt somebody. Okay? So what does he need? Forgiveness. And if Kewa says, and if Kewa is what we believe him to be, who is that, like Kumi said, a Christian that we all know, a pastor, a prophet that we all know, I'm sure he's forgiven this. Because I spoke to Kewa in the midst of all that, one-on-one. He said, bro, me, I've forgiven this boy. But let's see what happens. I tell you, Noella, that is what Kewa told me. He said, let's see what happens. If you can put him online, I'll repeat this to him. This is what he told me.
So is it a case of Kewa, I'm playing a devil's advocate here, is it a case of Kewa deliberately sabotaging
How
his
would he
career?
sabotage? What would he do?
I mean, he's influential. Kewa is very
No,
influential.
so did he call you?
No, he didn't.
Did he call Mr. Hagler?
I don't know.
And so how would he do it? How would he do it?
So I'm saying, I mean, it could be because for him to say that, wait, let's watch
see
what
happens.
happens.
See, he is a man of God.
The law
Oh.
of karma. And
That's what he said. He's a man of God, and he believes in karma, and it's taking its effect. Who would he go and call and do what?
I'm just playing the devil.
And no, that devil advocate no go work here.
And sometimes
It is reality. See, what is happening here is pure reality.
Ashes,
It's called
sometimes
karma.
too, it's not because the person has called anybody, but because Kewa commands some level of respect. So if you do anything to him that people feel you are not fair to him, even though he might not have communicated with them, they will also take sides.
Yes. This is the industry. It does happen.
Yeah.
Though.
So it's not like maybe okay, Ashes take 1 city. I want you to sabotage this
Yeah.
person. Oh, DJ Bredash take 2 cities. Make you no play this guy.
So
in
it's
song. No.
other people that
Yes.
find
The
themselves in the
industry will fight
shoes
for
of
you.
Yeah.
Kewa
Yes.
fighting
The
for
industry will
him.
fight for you naturally. That one is there. But I'm saying what is playing here is pure karma. And it's a lesson for many of our young artists to realize that people's time is important. People wake up every day, they think about you, they think of planning something with you, they think of doing something, and you think it's just like that. Do you know the energies that run around the world? If you don't know, don't go play with anything. I feel the boy's pain, and I know, like I'm saying, I know people like Kewa probably, long before this would have forgiven the boy. But like Kumi said, to force Kewa to work with the boy is a non-starter.
Right, Ashes, hold on with that thought for me, because Reverend Dancer Abiam, who intervened by hosting, both parties at his office, wants to comment on the story. So we have him on the phone lines. Hello, Reverend Dr. Dancer Abiam.
Yes,
Pardon-
bless you. Thank you so
Pardon
much.
me, pardon my mistake.
I understand.
Right. So I'm very sure you've been listening to the conversations.
Yes. I think Ashish is being very
Very hard,
a
huh?
little bit harsh. Yes.
Okay.
So, I mean, Ashish and the other gentleman. I mean,
Kumi.
all of you are.
Kumi.
You're all doing well. I mean, but at the end of the day, we must understand that mistake plus correction to change equals to growth. So sometimes we make certain mistakes. When we come out with corrected, mindset, we grow out of it. So we have to give the young man the benefit of the doubt at this moment, because first of all, it's a journey which I have decided to, embark on. I mean, as you know that Kewa is a brother, and everything that was going on, we all saw it. This industry, before it can grow, we need fathers that will be able to help us to have feathers to grow, in a sense that each and every one makes mistakes. But who are the people that actually point to them? Because these are young guys, young ladies. Who are the people that point to them that this is a mistake, and so therefore something needs to be done about it? These are some of the things that we need to look at. And I understand it's not easy putting your money in certain, businesses, and these things happen. It's very bad. But how many people that when they make a mistake like this, they will come back and rectify the mistake? So I think the young man has done well, and I thank God for Kewa as well. I mean, for accepting the apology. And I like what you all are doing, in a sense that people should know that if you are making a mistake, you need to be responsible of whatever that comes, around. And I believe that all of us collectively, we should come together, that these young ones, when they are doing all the bad stuff, because I know the two guys who did what, and I can tell you right now there's an issue that we are solving at this moment. I don't want to bring it out now, but I can tell you that these guys are taking people's money. You give them money to promote somebody, they eat the money, and when they realize that you're about to, arrest them, then they fabricate stories so that story covers their mistake that they have made. So I think this is the time for us to open our eyes as industry players to see when somebody is bashing anybody in that off, character. We should, investigate before we even, air it. I think if we do this, the sanity will come back, and Ghana will have a good, industry as Nigeria is having.
So, Reverend, by your comment, are you also assuring us that Kewa will once again work with Yabek?
Of course. I mean, I don't have to. It's a surprise, It will be a surprise, and I believe that a time is coming. All of you will see Yabek, taking award, and Kewa will be standing there, watching. So I believe that will happen. I believe, but as a faith man, I believe that will happen. But I wouldn't say what's going to happen. I know Kewa, when Kewa forgives, he forgives. Although you'll be watchful, Kewa forgives, he forgives. And also, when the person really has, repented, you can see. It wasn't only your best mother that came there. It was the uncle, the father. A lot of people don't know that this Yabek comes from a very, good home.
Reverend, can you kindly position yourself well? You're breaking.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Yabek is coming from a very good home. I mean, a lot of people doesn't know. His father is the DC of Nkranza or something like that, And the man really spoke, very well. He brought his brother to come and stand in, and then also Yabek's uncle, he's a doctor. These people, I mean, all of them, they didn't even know. They prostrate on the ground. And even me, before I realized I was also on the ground, And so I believe that these people has really shown maturity, and they have shown that, listen, the culture of Ghana is something that we must hold it dearly, because these days every child thinks that I have a right, so I can say whatever I want to say. But the boy has really repented, and that gives Kewa that edge to say, no, I think I need to forgive him from my heart. I know something is in the pipeline, and I believe it will shock the entire Ghana. So that's what I can say. And
Right.
and tell Ashish that I have missed him. He better show up quickly.
Daddy, I miss you too. Daddy, I miss you. I'll be home. I'll be home soon.
Oh, Charlie, I miss you.
My one and only boss. I'll be home soon, Daddy.
Of
Right.
course, of course.
So, Reverend
Ashes,
Dansaviam,
you see.
thank you so much for speaking to us.
You're
The
welcome.
last
Thank
time
you.
you told us you were going
Right.
back.
So you heard Reverend Dansaviam. He intervened, by hosting both parties at his office, and those were his comments on the story.
I
Kumi.
think we are all on the same page. The fact that he's realized his mistakes, is a plus. And some of us said it. And apart from that, too, I wouldn't be surprised if Kewa decides to work with him. But what I'm trying to say is we shouldn't force the young man on him. That one, we will not be fair to him. We should just allow things to flow, nature to work, so that from his corner, if he feels that, this is the time for us to, come back together and work. Nobody has any problem with it. I don't think Ashes will have a problem with Kewa working with the young man
No. Why
or
should
anybody.
I?
But
Not at all.
we should allow Kewa
To make his
to
own
be
decision.
himself and make his own decisions. We shouldn't force the
But
young
you
man.
see, per what the Reverend has said, the whole entourage came to beg. I only took a line from it. At least the boy has shown some remorsefulness.
Yeah.
Okay, the Reverend has given us an insight of what happened. It's good. Not all these musicians or not all these young ones
They show remorse.
show remorsefulness after they've done these kind of acts, to hurt people. So if he has done it, it's only a fool who doesn't change his mind. So some of us will also soften our stance by the insight that we have right now. We have to soften our stance for him, and then we wish him well. That's all we can do. Wish him well. He's a fine musician, no doubt about it. He's a very, very talented young act. I met him, during the days of the Hitz maker at K West Place, and I saw a lot of potential in him. I knew he was one for the future. So we all wish him well, but lessons must be learned.
Ria?
Yes, I think Reverend Dan Swabiam has said it all. Okay, this gentleman has had the sense, and Ashes also repeated it, has had the sense to come and beg. I would also like to put my voice in and say, this is just like the story of the prodigal son. He went, he came back, and we all sin against God. You understand? And we expect, it's not like God forgives us. We as human beings expect that God forgives us. So at this point, all we have to do is to just watch how things turn.
Right, Ria, thank you so much. And we have another story we need to discuss, but before then, Betway is making it easier for you to keep your account in the game. Don't waste time transferring cash between your Momo wallets. Top up your Betway account from multiple mobile money wallets with Betway Multi-Fund and never miss the perfect bet again. Deposit safely and securely with Betway Multi-Fund and feel the thrill of betting on your favorite team, players, and leagues at a moment's notice. Now visit betway.com.gh for more information. And remember, if you're not 18, you don't have to bet. And this is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, for the love of the game. Now, water is life. Water regulates your body temperature. Water helps keep you alive and kicking. Awake is a premium purified water treated through strict purification process to ensure that every bottle on the market refreshes you better. We have the perfect sizes fit for all use. We have 330 ml and 500 ml bottle to fit your pockets and bags, 750 ml for the heavy drinkers, and 1.5 liters for those who always want more, like myself. And we've also introduced our special 19 liters jar for offices and homes. Now you just need to stay awake with Awake purified drinking water wherever you go. Come on, grab a bottle of Awake water and get quality hydration fit for your pocket. Awake purified drinking water says one for life. And remember that every bottle you purchase, an amount is donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center, and it's another quality product from Casapreco Company Limited, an ISO certified company. For bulk purchase, please call 0262 351 251 or 0272 13373. Let me take that number again. It's 0272 13373. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA. Now, as always, MTN wants you to experience the safest and most secure way to enjoy MTN Momo. That's why from the 2nd April 2021, you will be required to present a valid national ID card anytime you visit a Momo agent point to perform a transaction. Please note that this is to help you receive cash and handle your transactions in a safe and secure way. That's why we're good together. Just Momo it everywhere you go. Now, the maiden edition of the Love FM's Kiddie Quiz was educative, inspiring, and fun. Our bubbly children dazzled our audience with their display of rare intelligence and academic prowess. But this year, even promises to be more fun, more educative, and very competitive as we draw schools together. Your ever educative kiddie quiz is open for private and public basic school pupils from class 4 to 6. So let the battle for supremacy in Ashanti region basic schools begin on 2021's kiddie quiz. It will be live on Love FM and Ghana's first educational channel, Joy Learning, supported by Alpha and Omega Publications. Get ready to support your alma mater in the Ashanti region, and to register, pick a form at the Love FM studios in Kumasi or call 0542 545 947 to fill an online form. Remember, all COVID-19 protocols will be highly observed throughout this event. Now, Kiddie Quiz is brought to you by Love 99.5 FM, Alpha and Omega Publications, and Joy Learning. Keep learning. And that being said, let's get into our second story for the day. It's pretty simple. It's about comedian Funny Face, who, we understand the Ofanko Circuit Court has ordered him to undergo psychiatric diagnosis. Now, this was after the comedian was re-arrested on Sunday afternoon by the Millennium Police and kept in police cells until Monday before he was arraigned before court. Now, Funny Face was first arrested, remember, February 8th, 2021, in what the police explained as firing gunshots at a pub in Kaswa after a misunderstanding ensued between him and the owner of the pub. Now, according to the Central Regional Police PRO, ASP Irene Apong, although the two were separated, Funny Face went home and returned with a gun and fired warning shots, leading to the arrest of both parties. Now, during his trial, the court presided over by his lordship, Ebenezer Osei Darko, indicated that answers from Funny Face showed clearly the latter is not stable in the mind, and so ordered the police to send him to the psychiatrist to help check what is wrong with him. And they're to reappear before court in 2 weeks' time. But News at One spoke to our Central Regional correspondent Richard Kwijunyako, and he has more for us.
Well, so what warranted the second arrest of Funny Face was that the one who stood surety for Funny Face appeared at the police station and said that he has rescinded his decision to stand as surety for Funny Face. We do not know really what occasioned that, but he sent Funny Face back to the police station. So the police said, well, they had no option than to detain Funny Face till Monday morning, where he was put before the Ofankosa Kids Court. So that is what we know from the police station that Funny Face was sent to. But when he was arrested initially in the first instance, they said that he exhibited some violent tendencies, and so apprehending him was very difficult, but they managed the situation to get him arrested. So that is why today he was put before court, and the circuit court has ordered that Funny Face should go for a psychiatric evaluation for 2 weeks. He's also been ordered not to drive during this process until everything has been done. After that, if he is cleared that everything is about him is fit, then he would go back to the court to answer the charges that have been placed on his head.
Okay, but do we know this person? Is he a popular person?
Well, the police have not really revealed the identity of this man who stood surety for Funny Face.
But we saw a video going viral on social media showing how the police treated Funny Face. This comes later after he posted a video saying that he was assaulted by the police. So,
in that video, the police also had that video. They said that all these were lies, put out by Funny Face, because that altercation happened between Funny Face and the beer bar operator. And then after these two men were separated, Funny Face went back to his house and then came back to the beer bar where he sat down and then was enjoying some drink with the people and then fired some warning shots. And so the police said that they did not manhandle Funny Face in any way. They have rebutted the claims of Funny Face.
Even after the video shows otherwise?
Well, they said that, they used minimal force because he was resisting arrest. That is why they had to also resort to that. But it wasn't manhandling. It did not end up manhandling Funny Face in the process. So they said that by their police procedure, they used minimal force in treating Funny Face when he came to their custody.
Okay, but did the actor's constant verbal abuse of the police, especially on social media, play any role in the second arrest?
No, the second arrest purely is that the one who stood surety for him said that he can no longer act as such. He can no longer act as such, and so the police should take back Funny Face. Wow. So yesterday in the evening, my police sources tell me that Funny Face placed several calls to people to come and bail him, but all of these, Funny Face was unsuccessful, and that is why he had to be behind bars until this morning where he was put before court.
Okay, did you by any chance see any of his family members around?
Well, no family member was spotted at the court as far as I'm concerned. I did not see any family member I saw friends of his who came around to the court. People that heard that Funny Face would be put before court this morning, they came around.
Did you see?
All the music, all the variety, all day entertainment. Hitz 103.9 FM. Stereo.
So you had our Central Region correspondent, Richard Kwijunyako, who has been following the story, and he brought us up to speed with details. And again, guys, I want your thoughts on this story. It's really a sad, unfortunate one. Okay, Ashes doesn't want to talk, so
it's unfortunate, and thank God he's just going for an evaluation to assess his state of mind.
But quite funny enough, yesterday he posted a picture saying he's back home. And so the question, I want to ask from that is, was he released?
No, he, per the report that we heard, he's not going to stay there for the 2 weeks. You know, it's an evaluation
Okay.
to assess whether.
So he's free to go home.
Yeah, whether he's in the right state of mind or whether there is something wrong with the mind. So we cannot confirm that he has a problem mentally. Just that when they went to court, the judge felt, per the way he was answering the questions and his demeanor, that there was something wrong. Because I remember we spoke to our reporter, to Kofi Ajay, from there, and Kofi Ajay told us in the midday news that he would mostly be absent-minded, and for that matter, somebody need to tap him or poke him before he, comes back to life. So, and he told the court that he hears some sound in the mind, and sometimes he does things that, later on he regrets, because, and he suspects that it is out of the assault that was meted to him by the police. That was why they decided to let him go for that evaluation. So we pray that things will be okay. Apart from that, I'm worried. I'm worried because of his personality and his brand positioning. I'm worried.
He's the ambassador for many brands.
And these brands are targeted at children.
Yeah.
You see, especially when he came back, I got worried when the whole issue started with he and the mother of
his twins.
His kids. Now they are three.
Three
kids.
Kids.
When the insult came in and all these kind of things. Yes, you can be angry, but we have a society that we were brought up in, and there are certain things we don't expect certain people to talk about it. Either on air, having a mobile phone, or going on social media is like going on TV, because definitely it's for public consumption. People will go there. So there are certain words we expected that, or I expected that he wouldn't have used, but he was playing with it, and it was like a joke. I got worried because definitely some of the kids will be on social media, and this is somebody that they follow, and they will end up being influenced because they might see it as normal. So when it started, yes, later they solved the problem and all these things. So we thought that at least things has lapsed, and but unfortunately this thing also came up again when the police then and all the. I remember I saw a video that he was saying that some guys assaulted him, some young guys assaulted him, and he was insulting. Then later came to the police and was claiming that the police have assaulted him, and also came back insulting. And some of the words that he used was unprintable.
Very unprintable.
Very unpalatable. And I got worried because the kids might learn
from him.
Yeah, from him.
Right.
So where it has gotten to, we pray that things will be okay.
Better.
But if it is true that he has a mental problem, then we have to, all help to bring him back. But if he doesn't have any problem, then he needs to be talked to. Because some of the words he's been using and the way he's behaving nowadays, beginning it was like a joke. But if he doesn't have any mental problem, then he needs to be talked to. Because the guy who stood surety for him, I learned, was claiming that after he did that, the way the guy has been behaving, he cannot, do that again. So he held his hands and told him to escort him to the police station and give him to the police. Please, we are all worried. If I know Fanny might be listening, we are worried because he's played a role when it comes to our entertainment industry. Somebody who brings laughter in the faces of people, goes through all these things. And I think that it all started when the first wife came to make some comments. And the way we trolled him, the way we laughed at him, gave him name tags and all these things. Not everybody has that strong muscle, to shoulder some of these things. We should be careful when we are treating people that way, because it could be us the next day. Yeah, today is funny face. Who else may be the victim tomorrow?
Right, Kumi, thank you. And Ria, do you think as a society we've been fair to him? Some mistaking his a possible mental health problem he may have to him just wanting to maybe be famous, more famous than he is or something?
You know, Noala, we live in a community where mental health is actually not taken so seriously. You know, when it comes to Funny Face, I would say I called it, but I didn't say it to anybody because I mean I know how serious mental issues or case of mental health is. So I really, and you know how our community, in case somebody goes to the psychiatric hospital or is exhibiting some form of mental illness, they
I think it's a spiritual problem.
Not apart from spiritual problem, they automatically say the person is mad. So I called it, but I didn't say it out loud for anybody to hear it. So honestly, I am very, very, very happy that the judge has suggested something like this, because as Kumi
But it
said,
wouldn't be his first time, though. I mean, he posted a paperwork that looked like he was
had been-
admitted at the Accra Psychiatric Hospital.
okay, so then you see, maybe he didn't want it to be public because of the stigma attached to mental health in Ghana here. But I'm still happy for him because, as Kumi said, he used to make some utterances on social media, and how he even acted showed us no, there was something emotionally or mentally wrong with this guy. He was suffering from something, and honestly, it was nothing to laugh about. So when Ghanaians started laughing, I didn't
You didn't
know-
find it funny?
Yes, I didn't find it funny. I didn't find it funny. And at this point, I think Funny Face feels like he's losing so many people around him. I mean, his friend Adebayo, who played a very pivotal role in his life at a particular point, just came out to say, you know what, Funny Face is not my friend anymore. His wife, his baby mama, in quotes, came out to, say a lot of things about him, which was,
Damning.
kind of damning, So I think Funny Face needs this psychological evaluation, and we hope that he gets the right therapy, the right therapy, so that he's able to come back as the Funny Face we
That
all
we know him to
and
be.
love. Yes.
Right. Ashes, you're wrapping up for me.
Yep. Sanity, something that is very, very critical. If you're disturbed, right, or if you're depressed, it has a telling effect on your personal health. So it's not necessarily one who's stripped naked who's mad, but if your sanity is disturbed, you're mad in a way. A lot of people don't know why we have to deal with a psychologist. You could be troubled by a lot of things. Do you know why a lot of people go to the mental hospital? If you go there and then you find these women who've gone local and all of them, you think they just wanted to go local. No, everybody smoked something to get local. They were troubled in the mind by something. They couldn't get over it.
Or some of them even want to talk.
Yes.
Just to talk to someone.
They couldn't
have
find
someone
nobody.
listen.
And then it will trigger on, and then it gets to where it is. Like Kumi said, at a point in time, Funny became very famous. Let's check where he came from. He didn't grow up with everything. Now let's just say fame got to him, riches got to him, everything suddenly. Now all of a sudden, all you've gotten tends to be crashing down on you because somebody has made a damn allegation on you. And then you go here the 1 minute, you go here 3 minutes, you go. It will tell. It will have this effect on you.
But in this case, he started with the allegations.
Yes, whatever
If
he
my
started,
mind
you see what I'm
serves me
saying
right.
is the fame
Started from
coupled
somewhere.
up with this is dangerous. If you don't know how to handle it, it could go overboard.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for him, it trickled to his friends who didn't help. All those his movie friends that were close to him after that
Yeah.
time did not help him. So one thing led to another, then another girl came in the fray, one thing led to another, then the stepfather, then stepmother, then stepbrother, waiting, Funny Face, waiting happen. Too many things have happened to Funny in a span of time. So his mental state is very disturbed. I side with the judge 100%. He needs a break. If it will be proper, they should take all his social media things
Yeah,
from
his
him.
phones and all.
He needs to have some sanity. If he has parents who care, if he has real friends who care, this is the time that they need to arrest him.
Right.
They shouldn't wait for police to arrest him. They should arrest him themselves, keep him somewhere, let the guy get his sanity back.
Quarantine him.
And then let him get this away from all the social media. Because you see, he commands kids. He's a kids president. And I was very bitter when I was seeing all those words. Should I use nasty words he was using on Ghana police and this one? No, it's a no.
Yeah.
You know, let's not wait for this thing to get out of hand that we can't control it again before we come and say, oh no. It's time for his parents, his friends, his lovers who are close
to
jump into.
That's
It is not the issue of only the mental health to do this, but as a family, blood should step in and make this thing work for fun.
Thank you
Noel,
so
I think
much,
one day
Ashes.
we should talk about what celebrities and people who are in the line.
Yeah, it's definitely a topic I think we should explore, Mr. Hagler. Definitely. Guys, thank you so much, Kumi, Via, Ashes. You guys were awesome on my show. Thank
Wear
you
your
so
nose
much.
mask, too. Wear your nose
Nana
mask.
McBrown called. She had wanted to speak on the subject, but I was late.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Her contribution, she wishes that Kewa forgives the guy.
Right.
Yalbek is a talented musician, and Yalbek should not wait for us to say he should push, because Ghana, if you don't push and this matter pass, we'll still forget you, Yalbek. So Nana McBrown is telling you that push yourself on Kewa.
Right.
Force yourself for us to see that collaboration has
This is Hitz.
happened.
Yeah.
That's when we'll all go out to forgive you.
Leave the studio.
Right. Thank you.